Turley Talks, and I got a special thing going on for you here right now. I'm actually in Lidditz, Pennsylvania, which is my hometown, and Dr. Turley's going to be here with me tomorrow. And the reason why we're here is because our president is coming here too. And I just decided, since I live here, to just come on over and check out for a few minutes what's going on, the setup. And I met some cool guys over here, and they're going to tell us a little about their story. And they have their vendor booth set up in anticipation of probably tens and thousands of people coming in from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So this is going to be pretty cool. And tomorrow, I want you to tune in a lot tomorrow, because we're going to be here all day as Trump comes in at 1:30 Eastern time here in Lancaster. And in fact, just a minute ago, I was watching them unload a C-130 up back here with the stairs, and you can see it on Facebook. The stairs for Air Force One. So here I got with me, I'm going to just kind of pull this around here. Here we go. There we go. We can see his whole booth here. What's your name?
Jonas Williams.
Say it again?
Jonas Williams.
Jonas.
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Greensboro, okay. Is that you've been going around all these rallies?
Since we came down the Escalade.
Yeah?
Yes,
Yeah?
sir.
Awesome, man. So tell me, when did you become a Trump supporter?
Well, it was a night we was in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia during the Democratic National Convention. I've been a Democrat all my life. Don't ask me why. But I seen the Democrats doing some very...
I thought Trump was a racist.
Oh, no. But me being from South Carolina, I'm from a town called Dillon, South Carolina. And I remember back then when the jobs and things were leaving. And as I was going to the rallies and things like that, because this is part of my work,
Yeah.
I could hear him, and I looked, when he was talking, it took me back to my childhood, and I remember as the jobs started leaving the United States of America and going across seas. So after that, that's when I really got involved. I started doing my research, and then that's when Trump became my pick to be president of the United States.
Okay, and so we have about 1,000 people on here right now watching us.
Yes, sir.
What happened? Like, so what made you decide to start a business doing this?
Well,
and tell me the backstory of that.
Well, basically, my business is I do retail, I do sporting events, I do political events, I do background, I do all types of things, Basically, I am a shirt vendor, merchandise vendor, but the Trump merchandise business has been a blessing to us, especially during the COVID. You couldn't ask for a better opportunity, and the merch just flies off the rack. So we've been putting out stuff all over the country. We've been, campaigning basically. Oh yeah, good. We've been campaigning and stuff, and we hear different ideas from people, and we put them on a shirt, and then we come out to the different locations and we provide merchandise for all of you.
Cool. Where were you at earlier today or yesterday?
Yesterday we was in Lumberton, North Carolina.
Okay, so you've been driving.
Yes, we've been driving.
Awesome.
Lumberton, North Carolina. We came from Florida, just all around the country, and the excitement is like something you've never seen before.
Tell the people here, should they go to a Trump rally or not? What's it like?
Come to a Trump rally and you will have the best. It's better than a fair. I tell you. We have vendors, we have food vendors. I mean, it's just, you can't listen to the news because the fake news media tell you that blacks don't support Trump, Latinos don't support Trump. I mean, when you come, it's just a whole bunch of us having a great time.
Great. So what do you say to people who you hear people saying, oh, Trump's a racist and the blacks aren't going to come out and vote? Like, tell me about your community, your people you're involved with, and how they're thinking.
Basically, they're going to be in for a rude awakening because the African American vote and the Latino vote, I mean, when we left, we went to El Paso, Texas, it was probably over 10,000 Latinos purchasing merchandise for Donald Trump.
Wow.
So, forget what you hear on the news. Fake media, they've been after Trump before he was elected, and they still gonna be after him. So they're gonna tell you any and everything. But until you see it for yourself, or I'm here in the flesh, and I will be voting again for Trump, okay, as our 45th president of the United States.
Awesome, man. What did your friends think in your community too when they heard Biden make his comments to the black community? What was that like?
At this point, the news media has really gotten into the American people, and when they do hear things like that, it kind of go over their head because they so stuck on the racism thing, And the news media, you got news anchors like your Don Lemons and all of those that
stuff?
Well, the most popular stuff is the Women for Trump.
Okay. Well,
So when they tell you about the women not supporting Trump, we got this one, and we also have here, I'm a Trump girl.
okay.
Very popular shirt. This shirt was designed in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina by one of my good friends. She's actually, she actually helps Donald Trump when it comes down to, getting people out the boat.
Right, right.
And then our most popular, one of our most popular shirts is the Second Amendment shirt. We got the Law and Order.
Awesome.
So much is going on with our officers, police officers now, and stuff like that. This right here, the Law and Order shirt, has really taken off and selling really good.
Cool, man.
And the tie-dye shirt, everybody loves us a good tie-dye shirt.
That's right. Okay.
So that's one of our great shirts as well. And as far as your hats, we got the Here's My President hat. This sells really good. And the original Make America Great hat, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And it comes in all colors. It comes in the red, blue. It comes in camouflage. Also comes in white. And the scarves and hats during the wintertime are really going to be great.
Good. Especially tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow, yes.
I'm gonna buy some for you right
And
now.
we have a lot of hoodies as well.
Good, man. All right. Cool. Thank you. Anything else to say?
Hey, come out to Lancaster Airport. We'll be here all night long doing roadside, waiting for Trump to come in tomorrow. So come out, have a great time. See it for yourself, guys. It's a great adventure.
Thank you. All right, everyone. That's what it's like here. So tomorrow, stay tuned, and we're going to be pushing more people. Dr. Turley will be here with me, and we'll be actually talking more about what's going on here. We have a White House press pass. We'll be in the media section, and we'll be just talking to people all over. So we're excited to be here. So talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Well, good morning to all my fellow Americans. Like you see, this video was from Dr. Stephen Turley, a great motivator. He's just great, one of my favorites. Dan Bongino, Dr. Stephen Turley, Brandon Tatum, ABL, Anthony Logan Bryan, and there's many others. They're just on the top of the list. But Dr. Stephen Turley is just great. He's just wonderful. I recommend you all are down or without motivation. Oh, listen to Trump. In Trump's rally, I try to listen to all of his rally because, boy, wow, he's a natural showman, comedian, and a true president who loved this country. I mean, the guy is a combination of all in one. He's just great with this tremendous energy and motivational spirit. Let me go to the next one here. Oh, before I keep on going further on, I want to say good morning to all my fellow Americans and a salute to all veterans of the DAV, for which I am a member, Chapter 11, and veterans of all organizations, and I forget those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in order to keep our country free, which the Democrats wants to destroy. The CPUSA, alias Democrat, because they still call themselves Democrat Party, but we all know they're communists. You know, if you hang around with people like Bernie Sanders, AOC, and terrorists, Islamic terrorists, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and there's another one. There's a couple of them. CARE, who has connection with Hamas. So you're telling me they're not a terrorist organization? No, that's what they are. They support terrorism. They're a terrorist organization. They support BLM. They support Antifa. They're a terrorist organization. They're a criminal syndicate. Everything combined into one that has to do with terrorism. That's what the Democrat Party has turned into. Let me see if I can put one more here. I want you to see this. This is just hilarious. Obama keeps embarrassing himself. Watch this. This guy said this was the most, besides Bill Clinton, but I think this guy made the grade. Number one, most awful terrorist president of the United States. We had the first terrorist president of the United States who hated the country with a passion. That's this guy right here. And he keeps lying. They're all liars. And those that are Republicans that are against Trump are also liars and are also just criminal and involved in criminal activity.
That's worth
person talking.
Listen to this
I was
fiend
talking to
from
a friend of
now.
mine who's a personal trainer. He says, yeah, I meet folks. They start off, they're supposed to be on a workout program, and after about a month, they say, you know what, this has helped me. I'm not looking like The Rock.
Look at that.
So I
Stupid.
just
I mean,
gonna quit working out.
what a ridiculous dumbass. Oh God, excuse me for that one.
And he tells him, he says, listen, you're never gonna look like The Rock. But you can be healthier than you are right now. And you'll
What
live
a
longer and have a better quality
genuine
of life.
dummy.
Set a better example for your kids if you work out and eat better.
He's been a liar all his life. What a
I mean,
fool.
how you think about what they were going up against when they started trying to register folks to vote, and they're looking around and they're saying, it's not possible, anything's going to change. Come on now. I mean, that's just not true. Anybody who says things haven't gotten better in this country is somebody who didn't live through the 50s or the 40s or the 30s. Because if you talk to folks who did, they ain't gonna say nothing changed. So now I have to say, while I'm working out, I'm still thinking someday maybe I'll look like The Rock. Maybe if I shave my head. All right, what else we got?
Senator Street, you have a question? Well, I'm supposed to provide the overview, but Mr. President, when we were here, we heard
Look
from
at this.
people like Daryl Thomas, who's here in the audience, and others, who explained that first, a lot of barbers and beauty salons did not get access to the PPP dollars. Now,
I'm gonna stop this right here. It's just a piece of trash. Look,
Chair of the Banking and Insurance Committee.
he has to do the rally in the gym because nobody want to show up. There's two or three.
President, forever President,
Look at
President
that.
Obama.
Two or three other dummies,
Well, look.
and maybe all of them, or maybe some of them are reporters. Look at that. In a gym, they're in a gym, in a school gym, maybe a high school gym, not even a college
I'm always
gym.
a little biased.
What a joke. This guy's a real joke. The worst president, I think, in history. I don't think anybody can top him. He almost destroyed us. And he was determined to do it with a passion. Let me see if I could go with one more last one. Okay, let's see how much this one lasts. Okay, I'm gonna put this one and I'm gonna go with another one.
All right, well, we just walked out of the Jackson home, and we're heading out to his tomb in the garden. Now, Jackson is really an interesting figure. In my opinion, regardless of whether you love him or hate him, what opinions you have about him, he's one of the more interesting presidents that we've ever had. Now, his stock has kind of gone up and down in recent years, largely due to his signing of the Indian Removal Act. Now, there's an interesting, I guess, alternate perspective on that. I'm not going to defend the relocation of the Native Americans at all, so please don't hear that. But one of his biographers dug back into his writings and basically argues that Jackson had the motivation in signing the Indian Removal Act of actually trying to protect the Native Americans. I know it sounds weird, but that he was actually trying to clear them out because he knew that the white settlers would encroach upon their territory and possibly wipe them out. Now, again, that doesn't excuse it, but it adds a little bit more depth to Jackson and maybe explains a little bit more of his reasoning. Interesting character, though. And here is the tomb of Andrew Jackson and his wife, Rachel. Now, on Jackson's grave, it might be a little bit hard to see, but it doesn't say President Andrew Jackson. It says General Andrew Jackson. So that's what he wanted to most be known for, was his role in the military. And his role as president was just something that he did as what he saw a service to the people. Wow. Now, earlier we saw the quarters of Jackson's slave, whom they called Uncle Alfred. Well, here is his grave. Was 98 years old, and etched in his tombstone says, "Faithful servant of Andrew Jackson." I'm not going to defend slavery in any way, but it is really cool that he is laid to rest here, right next to a president of the United States. All right, well, that was the Hermitage right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Very, very cool place. Learned a lot about a really interesting, controversial, and complex figure. A lot of things that I didn't know before. It kind of gives me a new view on Jackson and makes me want to learn more about him. But yeah, that was the Hermitage. Come to this place. Very, very cool experience. Whether it's Civil War, World War I, World War II, whatever, a lot of focus and emphasis gets put on the movements of the armies and the military and the battles and different things like that. And one of the elements that commonly gets overlooked is how it affects the civilians in the area where the battle is taking place. On the last video, we were talking about the Battle of Franklin. And in this one, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the civilian element. And really, there is no better place to do that than right here at the Carter House in Franklin, Tennessee. Now, in the last video, we were talking about the Battle of Franklin, and one of the iconic locations for that battle is right here at the Carter House. So prior to the battle, a guy by the name of Major General Jacob D. Cox, who was under the Union command of Schofield, stopped at this house really, really early in the morning while everybody was still asleep and knocked on that front door of the Carter family and basically let them know that they were going to be setting up a headquarters there. He told the family that they could stay because he didn't think that being on this high position that the Confederates would actually attack here. He thought that they would maybe try some flanking maneuvers. He thought that the family would be safe, and turns out it ended up being
Well, let me keep on going. The video had frozen on me, but I'm still gonna finish, no matter what.
Showing themselves to do really well.
You know what? I'm laughing because I can't stop laughing, figuring out that the Democrats keep claiming that they're above Trump in the polls, in their ratings, and you see Joe Biden speaking in an empty parking lot. Oh, and Trump just mops the floor with him every time he goes to a rally. He says, "Hey, you see Joe Biden with in an empty parking lot saying hi to everybody, waving, and the place is empty." Okay, I'm gonna go with this last one. God bless you all. Let's see what happened here. I couldn't see the whole thing, but this video, but it sounds interesting. I think it's from the Next News Network. If it doesn't last too long, I'm going to leave with this one. If not, well, God bless you all, and see you tomorrow again. Remember, this is Eduardo Rodriguez speaking, of October the 26th, 2020. God bless you all. Yes, from Next News Network. I was right. Let's see what happened here. Oh, this is short.
Thank you for choosing the Next News Network.
Bless you all.
After this report, I want you to head on over to nextnewsnetwork.com for a special message. The link is in the description below. Now let's get to the news. Senator Loeffler exposes the biggest fear other than Trump. This is the Next News Network. My name is Elijah, and I'm filling in for Gary. Please check that you are subscribed by smashing that button below and turning on the bell. It helps us out a lot and allows you to get your real news stories every single day. Our story today comes from Reagan McCarthy from Town Hall, who reports that as the confirmation of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court proceeds in the Senate, GOP Senator Kelly Loeffler disclosed Democrats' real reasoning for opposing the confirmation. Judge Barrett's legal credentials and support from colleagues on both sides of the aisle, along with her exemplary intellect that she showed before the Senate Judiciary Committee last week, are proof alone of her qualifications to sit on the High Court. I don't know if you agree with that, but I think
Democrats fear that Judge Barrett's commitment to textualist and organalist interpretations of the Constitution and outright rejection of the left's goal of turning the judiciary into the activist branch of the government. Judge Barrett's qualifications are unmistakable. So Senate Democrats resorted to fear-mongering and false smears about her judicial philosophy, as Senator Loeffler pointed out. But don't believe me, watch the clip for yourself.
In Congress, we must act to hold big tech accountable, but we also must have strong judges in our courts who will uphold the constitutional rights of all Americans. That's why it's concerning that Democrats are fighting so hard to oppose an eminently qualified nominee. As retaliation, they've threatened to pack the court if we follow clear precedent in filling the seat, attempting to constrain our well-designed system of checks and balances. Unable to criticize Judge Barrett's sterling credentials, Democrats have resorted to scare tactics, claiming she will take away health care coverage or advance her own policy views. At her confirmation hearing, Judge Barrett put those left-wing talking points to rest, saying, and I quote, "It is never appropriate for a judge to impose that judge's personal convictions, whether they derive from faith or anywhere else, on the law," end quote. These accusations make clear that there's little Democrats fear more than strong conservative women. I know firsthand what it's like to step into public service and then be attacked by the left and the fake news. There's a playbook for trying to stop conservative women and their place in public service. Nonetheless, Judge Barrett has been the definition of grace under pressure.
The Senate Judiciary Committee advanced Judge Barrett's nomination early on Thursday morning, with Democrats shirking their commitment duties. She is expected to receive a full vote in the Senate on Monday, and of course we understand that the reality we are facing is that we are getting a judge that is worthy and fit for that office. Thank you so much again for watching. Please remember to share these reports so that the algorithms don't beat conservative and real news networks like this one. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm Simon.